Mr.Hopps Playhouse 3. The newest addition in the Mr.Hopps franchise, and most likely the last addition, but I'm not saying that 100% because the creator never confirmed that, so don't take my word for that. And in this video, I'll be doing a 100% full and honest opinion review on Mr.Hopps Playhouse 3, saying all the good, all the bad, saying a final rating and all that stuff, and if it's worth the price and worth your time. Now guys, first of all, this is going to be based off opinion, so I'm going to be really saying what the game's about, saying what you can expect from the game, and you can decide on yourself if it's worth it for yourself. I'm going to be saying all the negatives in my opinion and all the pluses in my opinion. Now, first of all, before we actually continue off the game, I did get the game early and for free with the creator. I emailed them, and this is not going to go and change my point of view on the game. Just because I got it for free and the creator sent me for free and early to do a video on it, it's not going to change my opinion, because some people do that, and I don't want to just I don't want to also bash on the game, but if it's bad, I'm also gonna have to say if it's bad. Got in a ban. But also if it's good, I'm gonna praise it. And newsflash, it's really good. It's just because I got it for free and early does not mean that I'm just saying it's good just because of that. No, it's generally good. And now let's go into the video and explain all about the game. So the game is obviously continuing the story after Mr.Hopps Playhouse 1. Then, Mr.Hopps Playhouse 2 is actually the story that sets up Mr.Hopps Playhouse 1, and Mr.Hopps Playhouse 3 is based after 6 months after the events of Mr.Hopps Playhouse 1. And it says Ruby and Esther exploring and being trapped in the underworld because the entity does not want them to escape. Woo. But anywho, the whole entire game, first of all, looks amazing. All the other Mr.Hopps Playhouse games are all 8-bit retro arcade style games, which we all loved, and I really do think that's what made Mr.Hopps special in the beginning. Right now, not that many people are talking about it because, it was kind of like 3 years, but the new Mr.Hopps game decided to take a new chance. It decided to change the page and become 3D, but it's not becoming 3D like something out of Elder Ring or something like that. No. It's becoming like PS1 to Nintendo 64 graphics, like that type of polygon level of it. And it's super fitting because they went from 8-bit retro like the first Mario to Nintendo 64 to what's called on PlayStation 1 graphics, which I do feel like it's like going up in generations, which is really good. But since Mr.Hopps was always in 2D, and a 2D horror game isn't as scary as a 3D horror game, Mr.Hopps 3 is, out of all of them, the most scariest game, 100%. With the new 3D gameplay, every time you turn a corner, you don't know what could be there. There's so many jump scares in the game, and I haven't been that scared really by playing a horror game lately, and Mr.Hopps definitely delivered. The atmosphere, the ambience, just the whole look for it, it's all dark. It's just a perfect setting for a horror game, and Mr.Hopps always did that Moonbit, always did a great job in that. With this brand new 3D environment, it just changes the page. Also, the models, the characters, the voice actors, and even the cutscenes are all amazing. The cutscenes are these 2D animations, like from the New Girl animation posted on YouTube, but this time they all have little like 8-bitty, I guess like what? Pixelated font on top of it, or filter on top of it, also trying to make it look like the original Mr.Hopps, which is pretty cool. And they do have some callback and nods to the original Mr.Hopps 8-bit game in some cutscenes exploring and talking about Esther's mom, Faith, and the story is instantly amazing. It tells a lot about Ruby's character and also explains a lot of loose ends with Esther's character. Now, before I actually continue on, I just forgot to tell you, anywho guys, I'm not going to continue on with the rest of the video saying spoilers. This is going to be a spoiler-free review. Yes, you guys heard me. It's going to be spoiler-free. It's that good. See, look how nice I am. Anywho, guys, I'm not going to be saying any more plot-themed things, so that's all you're really going to get when it comes to spoilers. I'm going to cut that off and pretend it never ever happened. But anywho, the story is extremely good. It cuts off and says a whole bunch of different things we never knew before. And also, one thing that's really also good about the game is it's like a save feature, like how you actually jump back to it. By the way, when I first played the game, I played 2 hours of the game and it literally just got deleted. None of my stuff saved. I was extremely sad and heartbroken, but replayed it and took less than an hour and I got back to my spot. But anywho, The entire game, just the saves is really cool. You're able to jump back in certain sections, able to get homesick gems. There is multiple endings, with there just being 2 endings. There are also only 8 badges to get, with one of them being technically a secret, trying to get all 8 keys, which is pretty easy, and I'm gonna have a video probably on how to get all 8 keys. And also the secret or good ending is also pretty easy to get, I guess. You just have to get every single gem in every single level. Pretty easy, you know, just standard stuff. But now, when it comes to the game, like when it comes to the cutscenes, it doesn't tell you how to skip it. You just have to hold E and it starts skipping it, but it doesn't really tell you. It doesn't say skip here, hold E to skip. It doesn't really tell you that. That's definitely, in my opinion, one of the downs. And also, when it comes to the game, sometimes it just feels like you're going back and forth in a room just trying to get a puzzle. Like you have to put logs there just to open up a crate to get a key, to open up a door and go in there to do a puzzle to get another key, just open up the main door. Like, it feels a little repetitive there, just jumping back and forth. And also, in the whole entire game, some of the boss fights are just repetitive, how you just have to keep running around in circles while avoiding the hits and then hitting them with your hits, and then doing rinse and repeat over and over again with trial and error until you actually go and defeat the bosses. That's definitely another complaint that I did have there too. And also, the whole entire story, the whole ending is just like, it kind of like rushes it a little bit, in my opinion. I feel like the ending just like there. And also the lack of Mr. Stripes kind of sucks, because like Mr. Stripes was like, you know, a part of the main gang, yet when it comes to his boss fight, he only has one move. He slashes you, and that's it. You just have to keep dodging it, and that's literally it. Miss Bo literally had 2 mechanics, and Mr. Hopps had 4 mechanics in his final boss fight. Mr. Stripes only had like what, 1 section with the lights flickering, and that's literally it. When it came to Miss Bo, she had like multiple sections, with Mr. Hopps literally taking the whole entire spotlight because it's Mr. Hopps' Playhouse. But like Mr. Stripes, all those fans out there are going to be pretty sad, because he has the lowest appearance out of all of them. The entity is also kind of the lowest, except for the whole boss fight at the end, and then some like little lore sprinkled here and there. But at the end of the day, I definitely do think it's a good game. They do have some extra mini games, like 4 little mini games you can play when you're done, or I guess at any time, to just have fun. And also, there's a whole special level that I gotta talk about, the whole clown level. It's like a maze where you have to keep on walking, and it's like the Weeping Angels type stages. It's kind of like what's it called again? The Dark Deception golden statue dudes, forgot the name. If you look at them, they freeze. Look at the clown, it freezes. If you look away, he starts walking at you like pretty fast. You hear the jingles. It's pretty tense, and it's like it's full of light, but it's just so scary. And the clown looks terrifying. His jump scare is terrifying. In my opinion, that is one of the most nerve-wracking and tense moments in the entire game, and that just got it for me. It was just so good. So I definitely did like it. It was an annoying level to go through, because the maze is just really confusing, but it was a good horror and a good puzzle, and I really did like it, how you're nerved, you're tense, you have to keep looking in one area, you mess up once, you literally lose. But at the end of the day, Mr. Hopps Playhouse 3, in my opinion, is the best game that Moonbit have ever developed. It's long, like for me, it says I played for 5 hours on Steam, but 1 hour is literally me trying to get back to where I was, which I wouldn't have done that if the game would have saved. So technically, it took me around 4 hours to 100% complete the game, aka that means get all 8 achievements, just play little mini games and play every single ending and look at every note, every little secret in the game. It took me around 4 hours to do that, which is not bad considering that the game also retails now for $5, aka the original price of Mr. Hopps 2 when it did release. But in my opinion, I felt like Mr. Hopps 2 had a lot more endings and a lot more, that's not an opinion, the game literally had 6 endings for Mr. Hopps Playhouse 2, and Mr. Hopps Playhouse 3 only has 2. Like, it's a lot lower too. And Mr. Hopps Playhouse 2 had like a whole bunch of Easter eggs, while Mr. Hopps Playhouse 3 doesn't really have any Easter eggs. Like, pretty sad, not that many Easter eggs there too. Mr. Hopps Playhouse 2 had a lot more voice lines than Mr. Hopps Playhouse 3 too, and also, just little things like that. Mr. Hopps Playhouse 3 does explore a whole bunch of different areas, like I said, with the whole 3D thing, just makes it a lot more fun. So when it comes to a horror game and a story-based game, this one does it. It's really good. But in my opinion, at the end of the day, the game I rated is a 9 out of 10. I'm sorry, no game is perfect. This game definitely has some of its flaws, but no matter what, at the end of the day, if you love horror games, you're gonna love this game. All you're gonna have to watch is just a few minute recap of Mr. Hopps 1 and 2, or just watch a couple simple YouTubers to play it, and that's literally it. Or you can just buy it for $4, Mr.Hopps Playhouse 2. Mr.Hopps Playhouse 1 is literally for free, and it'll only take you around 3 hours to probably complete it all if you know what you're doing, and if you don't know, probably 4, who knows. But Mr.Hopps Playhouse 3 is definitely a fun play, and it's also out on mobile if you know, mobile players want to go and play it. Surprised they're able to get it ported on mobile, the full thing, but there it is. It's on mobile. But yeah, I give Mr.Hopps a 9 out of 10. You guys can tell me in the comments below, what do you guys do think about it? Do you think it deserves that rating? Do you think all the flaws are there, you know? Stay tuned, because I already have a whole bunch of other more planned Mr.Hopps videos, and I already have a whole bunch on my channel now, so tell me in the comments below what you guys do think about the video. And yeah, I'll see you guys all in the next video, and Mr. Stripe should have got more love, like, why Moonbit? Why?